Canvas tents are built to last a lifetime, but in order for them to do that, you have to invest a little bit of TLC to them, a few simple things to care for them properly, make sure that they're going to last you for the long haul. Today, I'm going to show you what I do to take care of my Avalon 16-foot bell tent and what I do to put it away, pack it, and prepare it for long-term storage after bringing it home from a camping trip on the Oregon coast. And I've got a few tips and tricks for you to show you how to properly roll it up, how to store it, how to clean it if necessary, all those things. So let's dive in. Tip number one, definitely recommend getting you one of these wagons. It just helps to save your back and move it around when you're at the campsite or around your house. It's doable to lift it, but you know, work smarter, not harder, right? By the way, my name is Adam and I'm from the Dad Camps YouTube channel, linked as a collab below. And I talk about camping and gear and getting outside with your kids. So if you're interested in that, go check us out below. I had a dinner party last night, so I had the White Duck Outdoors sunshade set up in my backyard to give us a little bit extra living room, outdoor space to enjoy some shade, and the kids love it. And it's a little windy out today, so I decided to go ahead and shoot this video under this to try to block the wind a little bit. So hopefully that helps out the audio. So one thing you want to do when you're bringing your tent home, you want to make sure that it is absolutely bone dry when you're going to put it away for long-term storage. And it was a pretty nice day when I packed this away at the Oregon coast. It was sunny, but it is the Oregon coast and there's moisture in the air. And so I want to get this thing back out and just make sure that we are totally dry and wrap it up nice and tight, get it ready to put it away for the next time. But to do that, one thing that's helpful is to set out your ground cloth, even in your backyard, so that you're not picking up any moisture from the grass or anything like that, as well as dust particles or, you know, dead grass. And a little bonus view for you here. This footprint shows you how big the Avalon 16.5 is, and it completely fits underneath this Sunshade 330. So it gives you an idea of how much living space you can actually create under these sunshades. It's really incredible. Even with one side dropped down as a windbreak, it's still an incredible amount of room underneath here. So can't recommend these sunshades enough. But let's roll this tent back out and see what we're working with here. First thing you want to do is find where your door is, unroll it back out. Like I said, you really just want to check it for any signs of moisture whatsoever. Helps to walk around on your bare feet, feel it. If it feels moist at all, you need to make sure you're gonna air dry it out and get it absolutely bone dry. Make sure you check all of the guy ropes as well. Feel those with your hands. Make sure those aren't containing any moisture. And the reason you want to do this is because if you pack this away for long-term storage with any moisture in it whatsoever, it definitely could introduce some mildew or mold into your canvas, which the name of the game there is prevention. You don't want to get to a point where you're having to try to clean that or reverse that. You want to make sure to put in the work on the front end. Just like anything in life, it's easier to keep up than it is to catch up. So if you do have any moisture present in your canvas, then make sure you give it the time that it needs to dry, whether that's in your backyard or in your garage or somewhere where it can stay free from moisture. And if you are having a rainy day at camp when you need to pack it up, don't sweat it. Just roll it up loose and throw it in the truck. And then when you get home, hang it or pitch it softly. And, you know, especially if it's a sunny day, let that UV do the work. Make sure that it gets nice and dry within a day or so of getting home before any chance of mold or mildew can be introduced. So you definitely want to make sure you're hand checking it. Go around and check the seams and the windows, especially around the base where it might have been touching the ground. Make sure you're not detecting any moisture there. So then once you feel comfortable that there's no moisture present, then you want to go around and make sure it's nice and flat and you got a nice flat circle. So pull out each corner of the tent so that the floor is flat and you've got a nice flat canvas to work with. Once you get the tent relatively laid out nice and flat, then next thing you're going to do is fold it over. And when you're folding it, if you are, you know, trying to get out of your campsite in a hurry and it's raining and you just need to go, yeah, fold it as much as you want and just, you know, cram it in the truck to go. But when you're getting ready to put it away for long-term storage, you want to make sure that you are folding it with as few folds as possible, because the more folds you put into it that are, when it's stored like that for long term, is going to wear out the floor of the tent more than less folds. So you want more rolls, less folds. Here's the best way I figured out to roll this thing up. You start on one side. So here's the way that I have found how to roll it up in the easiest way to fit it back into the bag with what I think is as few of folds as possible. So rather than kind of folding it over like an enchilada and kind of overlapping it back on itself, that kind of creates some extra folds. Let me show you what I do. Take the entire tent, fold it over in half on itself, line up all the guy out corners there. Make sure you get all the major kinks and creases out of it, and give it a good walking, flatten everything out as much as possible, get all the air out of there. Okay, so there you go. If the other method is the enchilada, then let's call this the crepe method. You've got a nice little folded crepe here, and now you're gonna fold the two edges into the middle and size it up to your bag so that you know how far over you need to fold it. So as you can see, that's going to be skinny enough to fit into the bag there. So basically you can fold it almost up to the midpoint and then fold the flap back on itself. And then do the same thing with this other side. Bring this over like so, and then give it a good walk and get all the air out again. And then I like to start rolling from the far end because that end has some canvas exposed and this side is all just bottom. And so that's where we'll end up. It's also easier to start the roll with a smaller amount of material and get it bigger as you get some momentum with the roll going. Grab the trusty straps that the tent came with so that you can strap it up once you get it rolled. And then just try to keep as tight of a roll as possible. Make sure one side doesn't get carried away from you more than the other. You should be able to let the weight of the bag do the heavy lifting for you, so to speak, pushing all the air remaining in there out. Looks like we got a pretty good tight roll on there. So I'm gonna throw these straps on to keep it tight, and then we'll put it in the bag. And then rather than trying to get the tent into the bag, I think it's easiest to put the bag over the tent. Look at that, perfect fit. Roll it back over, nice and easy zip up. We're good to go. Now you're ready to store this thing away, and when you're choosing a place to store it, you wanna keep a couple things in mind. Ideally, you wanna keep it in a climate controlled closet or something like that. But if you don't have a space for that inside your house, then storing it in a garage or a shed is fine. You just want to make sure you're protecting it from crazy temperature swings or extreme temperatures, hot or cold. And then obviously you want to protect it from rodents, things like that could get in there and do some damage to it. If you're in an area where it is dry enough, you could store it inside of a plastic tub, but however, that is not recommended for areas where there's much humidity or temperature swings. There could be condensation, and you definitely don't want anything that's going to build up moisture inside of a sealed container, because that's just going to undo all that work you just did to make sure this thing is nice and dry to avoid any mold or mildew. These storage sacks are meant to be durable but also breathable so that there is no moisture buildup inside of these. If you are going to put it inside of a container, you may want to consider storing it with some of that reusable silica gel, desiccant container that's going to absorb any moisture that might exist in there. Just keep in mind that those need to be changed out every few months or so. All right, and a couple of quick tips on cleaning and maintaining your canvas tent. You definitely never want to machine wash or dry clean your canvas. That's going to remove all of the coating that you have on the outside of the tent that you obviously want to keep on there to keep it waterproof and fire resistant, not to mention mold and mildew resistant. But obviously you're out camping, things get dirty from time to time. So, if you get tree sap on it or your kids run on it with their muddy shoes or something like that, and you do need to spot clean it, that's exactly what you need to do. Spot clean it. And to do that, you want to use a soft bristle brush, like something like this, that is not going to scrape or remove that finish that you want to keep on there. And then just use some mild soap and water and clean that one spot that you need to remove the dirt or sap or whatever's on there. You don't want to use any kind of harsh detergents or bleach or anything like that. That's going to affect the integrity of the finish as well as the canvas. And if you do end up with some mold or mildew on there, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the life of the tent. You can definitely clean it and get those affected areas back to normal. They do make a canvas specific cleaner that's canvas safe. So basically what you want is a diluted oxygen-based non-chlorine cleaner that then you can use to scrub and get rid of that mold and mildew if you end up with some. But like I said, you shouldn't really have to worry about that if you take the time to care for it, get it out when you get home, let it air dry in the sun before you put it away, and you'll be good to go for next time you're ready to go out on an adventure with your White Duck canvas tent. You treat your canvas right, and it's going to treat you right for years and years and many adventures to come.